Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, thank God. I can't find my book. Oh my God. I found it. Good morning, my demon dealing, spook worshipping friends. It is summer frickin' ween. I am so excited. Spooky bits for life. Oh my God. Okay, so it's Monday. I have a crazy day ahead of me. I took the day off because I'm taking my family dog to her vet appointment. And my parents, who have my family dog, live an hour away. And I'm taking her to my personal vet, who is an hour away from them. And then I get to drive her back. So essentially, I will be driving for 4 hours today. It's a great frickin' time. But in the meanwhile, during all that driving, I've got some reading to do. So today, I will be focusing on 2 particular books. It's going to be Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. And if you're not familiar with Kill Creek, that book is about 4 horror authors that get sort of roped into doing a 2-day interview in a haunted house on Halloween. Guys, so far, I'm not very far in. I haven't broken like the 5th chapter yet, but the character development is really moving along and the dread is starting to sort of build. We're really just learning everyone's backstories right now. And we haven't quite fully made it into the house. The part where I'm at, they're just getting into the house and they're finally settling in. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Now, the main event, the physical book that I will be reading today. Let me grab it. It is Grady Hendrix' My Best Friend's Exorcism. Guys, y'all know that I'm into some exorcisms. That sounds weird. I just like things that involve exorcisms, involve Satan. Not getting better. Okay. I'm excited about this book. That's all you need to know. The only thing I really know about this book is that 2 best friends, Gretchen and Abby, they go skinny dipping, and Gretchen comes out different. She's suddenly irritable and angry and just a completely different person, and Abby has to figure out if their friendship will stand the test against Satan. I'm very excited. I read Grady Hendrix' Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and that book was excellent. I devoured that in like a little over 24 hours. I was just hooked, and I'm starting to get the same feeling with this book. I'm really excited. So it's set in the 80s in Charleston, and the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires is pretty similar in setting, and I just feel like Grady Hendrix knows the way to my heart. I love some 80s horror movies, and I love things that are set in the South. I am very, very pumped to be reading this. So while I'm in the waiting room waiting for my dog to come out of her vet appointment, I will be reading this, and while I am driving, the copious amounts that I will be driving today, I will be listening to Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. Guys, it's motherfucking Summerween, the readathon, and we are gonna read the heck out of this week. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna go get my doggo. Bye. I am just finally back from running all those errands I had earlier. I took my family dog to the vet. I went all the way back to my house. I actually got to introduced my family dog to me and my boyfriend's dog, Roscoe, and it actually went really well, so that's exciting. And then drove all the way back to my parents, and it was just a whole big day of driving around a lot. But I did get a few things accomplished in terms of spooks and reading. I did end up picking up some spooky decor items from the dollar store. Now, you're hearing that and you're immediately dismissing it because it's the dollar store. And I am here to tell you that don't turn your nose up to the dollar store, because sometimes they can deliver, especially if it's for like knickknacks that are just gonna sit around. Like, you don't need the like highest quality thing because you're not gonna be using it all the time. I don't know. It also helps that I'm super into corny Halloween stuff. So I'll show you that in a minute, but I did want to talk to you about the books that, you know, I was reading today. So we've got, first and foremost, my best friend's Exorcism. This is going very well. It is, I'm only about 65 pages in. I haven't been able to break that 100-page mark just because I've been running around all day, but I have to say, Grady Hendrix, this is only my second Grady Hendrix book, but this is the second book in which he has female main characters. And I'm always surprised at how well he writes female characters. When a man can write a female character that is complex and, you know, really fleshed out, that has her faults, but also seems to uplift her in a lot of different ways, I really find that interesting, and I appreciate that a whole heckin' lot, especially in horror, when, you know, females are just naturally sort of, well, they're shat upon in horror, to put it not so delicately. But I think he does it well. Again, I'm not that far into it, so, you know, it's a bit early to make those judgments, but at least when it came to the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, I thought those female characters were done extraordinary well, and he had a lot of female characters in there, and he had a lot of depth to them, and I have a feeling that it's going to be the same way here. So we're just getting to the part where things are starting to feel a little nefarious. They the girls do some drugs, and one of them goes missing in the woods, and things are starting to feel a little, they're inching more towards the dark and creepy. So this is going well. I am also, of course, listening to the audiobook of Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. Now, I have heard good things about this book, and I am still going to give it a solid chance. But I'm about almost halfway through the book, and it's still sort of just not really what I'm hoping it'll be. I'm hoping that what it actually is that it's a slow burn novel that's going to have an incredible payoff at the end, because as someone who appreciates horror, I appreciate a lot of aspects of horror, and the slow burn method is really something that I enjoy. But right now it's just like the little bits of dark and creepy that the author has introduced. It feels not creepy. It doesn't feel dark. It doesn't feel sinister. And even though they're in a haunted house per se, that has a lot of lore surrounding it, and you know, you've got horror authors there that are experiencing it, and you know, mind you, not a lot has happened just yet, but the small things that have happened in the house, I'm just not convinced that I'm going to be scared. But I'm holding out hope because, again, I love a haunted house setting and I really enjoy the actual characters. But if it doesn't switch from character building to like scary, spooky events soon, I'm going to feel like I'm checking out of this book. But again, holding out hope. Okay, so let's get into this spooky dollar store Halloween haul. So the first thing that I got was this super cool, it is a unicorn skeleton, and I am super excited about it. Now I also have this little this little dog skeleton. It's sitting up. I love it. I love it so much. Oh gosh, I'm really excited about that. Okay, and then I bought just some run-of-the-mill like spider webs. Really excited about that. A lot of this is going towards a certain project that I have coming up for the channel. I still have a lot of logistics, but stay tuned if you're interested. It's going to involve spooky stories, some spooky atmosphere. I'm just hoping I can pull it off the way I want to. I have a lot of like expectations and ideas in my head, and I always get overwhelmed. Anyway, moving on. I got a couple of these like pumpkin lights. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, do you see? Yeah, little jack-o'-lantern lights. And they're not very big, but I got like 3 or 4 of them, and I saw these exact kind of lights, or not exact, similar lights at Michael's for like $14, and I was like, $14, and I'm definitely gonna want like more than one, but you can't beat $1, so that's cool. And I love, and at Michael's it was like super sophisticated and beautiful and fall-like, and I really was like, I just really want some corny jack-o'-lanterns. Is that bad? It might be. And then I've got some like little orange lights here that I'm really excited about. I only got 1 pack. Oh, just kidding, I got 2, so yeah, I don't know. With the dollar store, as awesome as some of the finds may be, especially if they're like garland type things, they're not always long, so it just behooves you to like buy more than one. And at $1 per like item, it's, I don't know. Okay, and I got a couple packs of these like larger tea lights. So they're about like, there's my hand for a scale. But yeah, they're a little taller than your normal tea lights. I guess they'd be called votives. So I got a couple of those. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then I got, you can never have enough skulls in your life. You know what I'm saying? You do, because you're here and you're spooky and you love some scary. I love me some skulls. And then I only bought 1 of these, but part of me feels like I should have bought more than 1. They're really cute little jack-o'-lantern jars. I guess you could put lights in them. Yeah, I should have bought more than 1. I'll go back. It's fine. It's $1. Okay, and then I got some bits and bobs. So this isn't necessarily spooky, but what I want to do with it is spooky. So those tea lights, I bought like this weird like feather plate that I could just like sort of sit them on so that I can have a bunch of like glowing candles. I did see like electric tea lights that would sort of, I don't know, make my life easier, I guess. But I feel like, especially if I'm gonna be using it for something on my channel, I feel like normal candles always look better on camera than like electric tea lights. I could be wrong. I could just be a snobby person about it, but that's me. Okay, and then I think technically this is the last of what I got. Now I got 3 of these, but I got, oh God, it's all tangled. Okay, I'm just gonna show you this. So I got 3 of these like fall sort of garlands that I just want to hang up on my bookcase. I just want to hang it in the middle of my bookcases. And see, they're only like 5 feet, and my bookcases are definitely larger than 5 feet, at least together. So I got, I think, 3 of them, and I got some hooks to go with it. And honestly, I got some batteries to put in those pumpkin lights. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, that's really it, I think. Yeah, that's it. So, you know, honestly, I may be going back to the dollar store. They hadn't put out everything that I think they're going to have for the Halloween season yet. A lot of like the seasonal shelves were empty. So I'm very interested to go back once like we get more into September, maybe beginning of October. But I just wanted to go ahead and grab stuff because I did have that project that I wanted to try and tinker with, and it involves a lot of candles and skulls. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. So that was a long check-in. I'm gonna go back to living my life and reading and hopefully being scared out of my mind by Grady Hendrix. Yeah. Good morning. It is, well, it's Tuesday. Yes, welcome to my bed hair chronicles. At least y'all know you're getting the real me because I can't be bothered to brush my hair in the mornings. I am very caffeinated and very distracted, so I figured I would tell you and get my thoughts out before I started work. Otherwise, I'm just never going to be able to focus on work. Yesterday, I started my best friend's Exorcism, and you know, I don't know what I expected, but I should have expected that Grady Hendrix's writing was going to always pull me in. I could not put this down last night. Now, here's a little insight to me. I am a grandmother. I'm not able to stay up very late. Normally I start to get tired around like 8:30. If someone wants to watch a video or a movie with me, I literally cannot start it before or past 8 o'clock because I will be asleep. It is routine, it is guaranteed. But I stayed up till close to 11 reading this, and that's kind of late for me because I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. And now, mind you, I didn't have a lot of time yesterday, but I managed to make it to page like 158. I could not put it down, guys, and I was really excited about it. Now, things are really moving in this story. There was a moment where I almost put this book down last night because it just creeped me out really badly. There was a point where, so we all know that this is about a young girl getting possessed and her best friend trying to help her through it. So the girl that gets possessed in this book, Gretchen, she's now like, she's just starting to kind of, symptoms are happening. If I'm tripping over my words, it's because all the caffeine is now rushing to my brain. So at one point, she emerges from, they had a crazy night, they decided to do acid, and she is not quite the same after that night. And she eventually tells her best friend Abby, she's like, I keep feeling someone tapping my shoulder, and it just feels like touch, 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 touch. When I read that, I got goosebumps. I have goosebumps right now thinking about it, just because I have watched enough movies, read enough lore that if you're being haunted or visited or possessed, anything that deals with like the supernatural like that, that is one of the signs, those phantom touches. So the fact that Grady Hendrix put that in here, it makes me like nauseous, but appreciatively nauseous, because Grady Hendrix knows his stuff. Here's another thing that I'm really excited about in this book, and I also noticed it in Guide to Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. This is not just about the scares and the horror. This is also about real life horror in terms of like women not being believed. It was a theme in Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and it is a theme in my best friend's Exorcism. I'm not sure why Grady Hendrix explores this theme so much in his writing, but I appreciate it because it's real. At a certain point in the book, the main character, Abby, is trying to help her best friend who's being possessed, and she's trying to tell people, but she doesn't understand that her best friend is being possessed yet. So she's basically telling people that she believes that her friend had been sexually assaulted, which if you've ever watched any sort of, you know, exorcism or possession sort of movie, that's definitely a trope in those storylines, just because people try to rationalize possession and they don't really understand what's happening, and they definitely don't go to the occult and the paranormal first. They always try to make a real life matter out of it, and it's very easy to jump to the idea of sexual assault. And so when no one believes Abby, when everyone tries to sort of like brush it under the rug and not really help Gretchen, it's super interesting. I am really interested in it. Yeah, right now it's 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm just under halfway through the book. Okay, I've been talking to you for a hot minute. I'm still reading Kill Creek by Scott Thomas on audiobook. It's still not doing much for me. I don't know if it's the narrator or if it's actually the writing, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's my caffeine ramble for the morning. I'm gonna go work and read more, and I'll check in with you later.
like to interrupt this broadcast with some macaroni and cheese content. Guys, if you've never had the Daya vegan mac and cheese, the deluxe cheddar style, that's the only one I like. This is the best. This is the best. It's the best box vegan mac and cheese. It's so delicious. Now, there are people who are of different camps. I like the Annie's vegan mac and cheese as well. Now, the Annie's vegan mac and cheese is like Kraft's box mac and cheese. This is like Velveeta mac and cheese. So depending on your preference, choose accordingly. That's really all I wanted to say to you right now. And yes, it is a mess because I let the water boil over. Okay, goodbye. Going to eat a lot of this. Bye.
Hello, my loves. I am coming to you from my backyard. I am risking spiders and other creepy crawlies to sit out here and be aesthetic for you while I'm caffeinating on some pumpkin spice latte. I have drank a lot of this, as you can see. Probably not a lot by most people's standards, but I'll be honest, I am just like a little baby when it comes to caffeine. It doesn't take much for me to just be like bouncing off the walls. As you can tell, I can barely breathe right now. My heart is hammering against my ribcage because here we are, caffeine central, basic bitch central. It's pumpkin spice latte season. So excited. Okay, so I finished my best friend's Exorcism last night. Oh my god, I really enjoyed the heck out of it. It was just a fun ride. The nice thing about Grady Hendrix that I've realized is that his writing, there's something about it that is just so like high octane and action packed from the beginning. It just draws you in and it makes you stay up at all hours of the night, does not want you to move from your seat until you finish this book. And I managed to read this in 24 hours. I'm so pumped. I never do that with any other books except his. I did the same with the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I read that in 24 hours and I was like, what am I, like 15? I haven't done this in years. But I'm going to go ahead and give this a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved everything about this book. I thought that the underlying premise of like friendship is really awesome. And of course, it's just dotted with the macabre and the gross and the grotesque and the gory. And I am so into it. Now, other than giving my 5-star rating and vague praises, I'm not going to get into it too much because I want to film a full book review where I sort of like get really into the nitty gritty of this book. But in order for that to happen, I just want to process a little more. There's just a lot of things in here that are worth discussing, including themes of like, women not being believed. That was a theme in the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and it was definitely a theme here. And I think he does well to bridge real life horror and supernatural horror and humor. Humor, man. Humor. Okay, I'm already getting into it. I need to chill, otherwise there will be no video review later. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. I just put it down. Welcome to Caffeinated J. We're going to make it through this video, okay? Okay. So I'm still sort of wading through Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. Now, I did talk to a good friend of mine who is very into horror, and she mentioned that Scott Thomas is more of a slow burn horror kind of author. And I was like, so is it worth it in the end? And she confirmed that it was. And, she also said that, life's too short to read books that you don't like. And I assured her that while it is sort of in a place right now, I'm halfway through the book and I'm confused because I don't know where the book is going. They've left, oh, nope. That was almost a spoiler. I need to chill. Anyway, things have happened in the book where I'm like, I thought this, and now this is happening, and okay. The one thing I will say is that the characters are very good. Their backstories are very good. There's this one female author in the book that I really love. I really love her personality, and even though she's kind of a pain in the ass, I think she has some real underlying traumas that she's trying to mask her like
kick-ass kind of attitude, and you know, that's a real life thing. And I just enjoy all of the character development. The writing is good. I'm just not scared. So I'm waiting to be scared. It's easy to scare me too. Like, I'm a freaking baby. I don't know why I like horror. Everything scares me. So yeah, I'm waiting for it to like coalesce and climax. Otherwise, I'm ending this vlog here. I'm ending it because, first of all, I'm a caffeinated mess and I don't think I can film much more after this, but I'm going to end it. Did that make sense? Nope, just coffee. I'm going to end it because I don't want to film too long of a vlog. I have a lot of books to get through for this Summerween Readathon, and I want to give it the attention it deserves. So I'm gonna film it in parts. I haven't decided whether it's going to be 2 parts or 3 parts. But I'm going to end this here. I hope you enjoyed this vlog so far, and thank you for tolerating my caffeination right now. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell so you always know when I've got good things coming to you. Bye, y'all. I'm a mess.